Good morning, everyone. Canada versus France. Game 3 of the preliminary round. Canada's only played 2, obviously, but they've already won their group. So right now, today, they're playing for, as I've got in my notes here, so I'll use that. Goal differential decides first overall seed in the next round, and Canada will try to score a lot of goals today. A lot of goals today. So if you want to just give a guess for what you think the score will be, do that in the chat. Not doing the contest today, but I'm going with 10-0. 10-0 Canada over France. I'm going big today. They need, they want to get first seed, and they have a powerhouse forward group. And I think we're going to see a lot of goals today from Canada. And, maybe France gets the goal. I don't know, but I don't think they're going to get much. We're going 10-0 Canada. I got a few things here for the game, and then I'll get to you guys in the chat. I don't have any stats or anything like that, but just got a few things. Canada has given up only 1 goal so far, and they have scored 10. So the differential is 9 right now. France has given up 10 goals and scored 3. So I wouldn't want to be the French goalie. I wouldn't want to be France's goalie. Nope. France hasn't won at the Olympics since 1998 in Nagano. And I don't mean win gold or a medal. They haven't won a game since 1998 in Nagano. The McDavid, McKinnon, Celebrini line had 3 goals, 8 assists for 11 points. If you're looking for points and a lot of goals in a game, I think you keep that line together. We'll see if they do. I think you do. I've heard, and I don't know if it's going to be, but Brad Marchand may be a healthy scratch again. So John Cooper doesn't like him. Something's going on there. And that's all I got. That's all I got. So let's go see what you guys are saying. Woohoo! We got a new member. Muscarato, welcome to the family, new member. Thanks for joining. Appreciate that. I do appreciate that. If you're watching and you want to take a membership, hit that join button for just $1.99 a month. What you get post-game reviews. I'm not sure what else, but you get post-game reviews and any members-only videos that I do. You get that. Nobody else gets that. And sometimes you get in on the members only live stream because only certain tier gets that. But if you take the $1.99 one, you get the reviews, you get all my members only videos. That in the summer coming up, there's going to be a lot more just the videos. So, anyways, thank you, Muscarato. Really appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. All right, Guru. Good morning, Guru. It's really early where you are, 7:30 over there. 6-1 Canada. Suzuki with the first goal. Go, Canada, go. Yes, sir. Pumped for this game. Even though, there's no reason to think Canada should lose this game. But, things have happened like that. So if they do by chance, it would be a big upset. I don't think that's going to happen. So, anyways, I'm looking forward to it. I do hope they keep that McDavid, McKinnon, Celebrini line together because I want to see a lot of goals. Hey there, Charles. How's it going? You're up early. Oh, it's 10:30. I guess 10:30 there too, right? Thanks for being here, buddy. Always good to see you. How's the weather there this morning? In Nassau. Charles is from Nassau, Bahamas. So nice and like I said, not too early. It's early for a game, though. This is early, and this is the early one. If Canada makes it to the gold medal game, it's going to be an 8:00 start. So, yeah, I hope they do. But I'm not looking forward. I'll be doing the game. I'm not looking forward to it. At least it's on a Sunday. So, for me, it doesn't really matter what day of the week, but at least on the Sunday for everybody else, you don't have to rush for work and all that stuff. So hopefully we'll still get people watching because I do believe Canada will make it to the gold medal game. Now, that's no guarantee, though, right? Because once you get the knockouts or the next after this game. You lose, you're out. So, but Canada looks practically unbeatable. This is a game for padding stats, and they need to. They need to because goal differential says who's the number one seed going in to the game. I don't know what the big advantage of the number one seed. I guess depending on how they're putting their matchups. But it's you always want to be number one. Charles. I remember now. It's the same time over there as here. 75 beautiful degrees in Nassau. Nice. It'll be, we're not that far off. Spring is on the horizon. I think it's today's Sunday, so 3 weeks to the day is the time change. Once you hit that, things are better. Not a lot of snow around. Temperatures are very manageable. It's just around the corner. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to I hope a long run in the playoffs. I would love to be doing these games right up, like for the Habs, right up until the Stanley Cup Finals. But hopefully the Habs will be there. I'll be doing games, but hopefully the Habs will be there. So looking forward to that. Muscaretto, good morning, buddy. Thanks for taking the membership. Totally appreciate it, eh? Really, really appreciate that. We're building that membership. Like I said, hit that join button, and it'll explain. I got to update that, but it'll explain everything. And I do have to update it. So if it's not updated, my apologies. All the prices are right. I'm not sure about the tiers. I do believe I changed it, but I'm not sure. I got to make a new video for that because I have ADHD. I think ADHD, and I procrastinate a lot, unfortunately. All right, before they start, I want to advertise something we're doing tomorrow. As a matter of fact, on our other channel, it is called Don't Puck with Media. So that's on YouTube here, obviously, and it is called Don't Puck with Media. You can head over there, hit that subscribe button. We'd appreciate that. But over there on Monday, that is tomorrow at 7:30, live. Now you might not be a Flyers fan, but Jim Jackson, who I had never heard of until we did the first interview with him, I didn't know anything about him. He is a really good interview. He's really funny. He's friendly, and he tells really funny stories and stuff. So he's very open to talking about stuff. So if you like that kind of stuff and you have any interest at all in the Flyers, check it out on our other channel, Don't Puck with Media, 7:30 tomorrow night. Jim Jackson is our guest. All right. Happy to I'm going to be directing that. So I'll be taking part. I'm not saying we hit it off, but he liked to jibe me like friendly about being a Habs fan. So it was really fun, and I'll be taking part, when as the director, I'll be in there. You won't see me, but you'll hear my voice. So check it out. It's a lot of fun. And the Flyers podcast, oddly, it's our best. I want to say selling. It's our most watched podcast so far, and we have the Predators podcast. New is going to be the second episode coming up, and we have Normals is on there now as well. A day after I release it on this channel, and we have the Bruins one. Boo the Bruins. And then we have the NHL one, Pucking Around podcast. So head over there, check it out. We're building podcasts, trying to get one for each team in the league, and the Predators one is the first one on the road to that. So I'm really happy about that, and would love to get you guys over there and hit that subscribe. We're trying to get to 500. We're at 343. I just checked, and we help us get there. That'd be awesome. So Don't Puck with Media as they are about to face off. Now I'm in the chat here with you guys. And hit that like button. Hit that like button, as Charles says. Appreciate that. And if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified whenever I do one of these. I'll put out a video. We are underway. Habs. Canada wins the draw. You got McDavid, Celebrini, and yeah, so Wilson's back there with them. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but I have a feeling we'll see McKinnon join that line at times or a little later in the game. We'll see. Looks like a lot of energy so far, at least by Canada. This time, first time, the first two games, I found the Czechia and Switzerland spent a lot of time in the first 5 minutes in the Canadian zone, and then Canada turned that around, but looks kind of different so far. They're getting out of the zone easy. Suzuki right to the front of the net, almost didn't connect with anybody, but Suzuki's back on the wing, it looks like. I'm not positive. Yeah, he's back with McKinnon. They get a shot, saved by the goal. I don't know who the goalie is for the French. Hey, Joe, good to see you out there. Joe, I'm glad to see you. I started writing today, so I definitely wanted to catch up. I've already got one. No, I got one done for you. I got one done for Phil, and I got a second one for you, almost done. So I'm starting to write again. The microdosing the mushrooms working, getting my creative juices going, getting my brain working, and starting to write again. So you'll get an email, and if you want, I can even read it here, the one that's complete in the first intermission. But you'll get an email when I get it, all done and fixed up like I did the other one. Boysenberry ice cream. I'm not crazy about passion fruit, but boysenberry I like. I lived on a farm when I was a kid. We were living on a farm for like 5 years. We had this huge boysenberry bush, and you would just go in there and pick them. It was great. All right, the game's on. Almost 2 minutes in. 4 shots for Canada, none for France, and they'll score. Anybody know who the goalie is for France? I have no idea. I imagine they don't have too many NHLers. I know Texier is out there. Shot from the blue line, and Binnington with the save. Binnington's in that. Wasn't sure about that, but they said Binnington will be the main goalie going forward. I do imagine, though, now once the preliminary games are over, any goalie has a bit of a short leash. If they're having a bad game, it ain't going to last long, and you get somebody else in there. So the good thing is both goalie, well, Thompson and Binnington both had good games. You got two guys you can be confident in. Not that Camper would be bad, but you know what I mean? Texe whiffed on that one, so I think he's wearing number 3. Something with it. Oh no, 85 must be him. Yeah, Texe wearing his number. I don't know why I thought it was a 3 on his back. Hey Phil, Gallagher again. Gallagher somehow getting the first goal, but he's got 9-4 Canada. I like that score. I don't think France gets 4. I got a 10-0 for anybody new in here. I'm going with 10-0. Hey, lawyer, I didn't see you up there. Good to see you out there. I love combining ice cream, by the way, 2 flavors, Joe. I don't like passion fruit, but I like combining ice cream. I like ice creams that have 2, 3 flavors mixed up in it. I like that. Yeah, I love ice cream. Haven't had some in a little while. I got to start checking out finding some sugar-free ice cream, or I have a recipe to make Wendy's vanilla frosty, and I did it once. It's really good. but I can't eat a lot of that anymore. So I think going forward, I might only make my own ice cream. Really easy to make too, without an ice cream maker. It's not as good as if you had an ice cream maker, but it's still really good. All right, there's a hockey game on. Did you know that? Look at that. They're almost 4 minutes in. Shots are 4-1 now. Still no score. Anybody know, besides the goalie, how many NHLers they have on France? I really only know Texier. I don't know who else is on there. I haven't seen their roster. Oh, there, Belmar is an NHLer. I don't think there's too many besides Texier and Belmar. I'll say France is is they're playing up to Canada as much as they can. I gotta say, or Canada's playing down. I hope they're not doing that, playing down to their opponent. I doubt they're gonna do that. It's too much of a powerhouse lineup. So Belmar's not currently an NHLer, so that's it. Texier. I mean, so France is playing up to Canada so far. Is that sustainable all the game? I don't know. I kind of doubt it. Oh, so I love frozen yogurt too. I love frozen yogurt. I used to when I was younger. I mean, it was a kind of a fad. There were frozen yogurt places everywhere. Yeah, I used to get a lot of that stuff back in those days. Zoroyo is the sugar-free ice cream. Yeah, I'll check it out and see if I can find it here. In the summer, I'm okay not having ice cream right now. Oh, I heard a post. Yeah, they hit a post. Need some pressure here by these guys. They should be getting pressure all the time on France. I hope they're not saving themselves for the meta round. Oh, Carter shot right on. Chuka is the goalie. Never heard of him. You're not a fan of yogurt? Is that the same though? If it's frozen yogurt, I don't know. I get why people might not like yogurt. I like yogurt, but I know frozen yogurt is very different. France had 3 goals in 5 minutes a couple of days ago against who though? Right? Latvia or something, right? They have nothing to lose playing with house money. I bet they uh, aren't even in the tourney if Russia's allowed to compete. Very possible. Okay, but the thing is, Russia's not here, so it doesn't matter. France taking a penalty, goal coming up for Canada. I hope we don't get into the Russia argument. I don't really want to do that. Got a commercial break here. I will say this, and it's not about Russia. And this isn't confirmed, but I think we'll get this done on an upcoming Have Normals. I just reconnected with an old friend of my dad's, um, who and an even better friend of my late mentor. And was a big radio. He was the king of Montreal back in the 60s and 70s on the radio. His name is Dean Hagopian. If you're an old Montrealer, you should know who Dean Hagopian is. He did commercials on TV and stuff. Yeah, he's a friend. So I happened to connect with him today on Facebook. Haven't chatted with him in a while, kind of thing, and asked him if he wanted to come on the podcast. And if he does, he's got some stories, man, about rock stars and about hockey players and about Montreal in the day, and yeah, really interesting guy to talk to. So I'm hoping it works out. I haven't spoken to him in a while, so I don't know his situation for to do this yet. But I'm looking forward to making that happen. Having Dean Hagopian on. I haven't talked to Dean in a while. So, anyways, if you know who Dean Hagopian is, if not, look him up. And yeah, you'll see he was the king of Montreal. That's what they called him back in the day. So happens to be an old family friend. I don't know him all that well. Like I met him a lot of times, and I know him, but he was a really good friend of my dad, and I just didn't like see him a lot because my dad and I didn't get along that well at those in those days. And I got to know him a little bit more through my mentor. Anyways, really interesting guy. Hope I make it happen. So hopefully you guys will check that out when it does. No, Joe, I get it. Don't worry about it. I don't want to get into all that. I mean, I know how everybody else feels. I know how I feel. No need to get into it. And I don't disagree. I totally don't disagree with what you're saying. They would be in and France, well, Italy wouldn't be here, but they're hosting. So yeah, France would be out. I agree. France lost 6-3, not 3-6. Just saying. Just saying. I know I agree. Getting 3 goals against Czechia, I was surprised when I saw the score. You think you see a Plekanec turtleneck on the bench? For who? For France? Plekanec played for what was Plekanec? A Slovak or a Czech? I'm not sure what he was. Offside here. That a delayed offside, that's for sure. I don't know how that was an offside. He played for Czechia? Okay, well, I wasn't sure, but I thought it was one of the two. Boy, so weird doing the game. It's not even 11 o'clock in the morning. It's the other 10:30 game, and this one that's the earliest games I've ever done. I've never done anything before one, I think. I want to say. At least I don't remember if I did any early like this. I considering that I just turned 63, that yeah, my memory might not be great for some stuff like that. Oh, good save by the goalie, like good positioning. It's a one-timer in the slot. He didn't really have to move too much over though, but still a good save. Jagger, I think, retired finally this year, or when the season's over, he is. I'm not sure, but he finally retired. Hope the French have a better rink prepared for next Winter Olympics. Oh, is it in France the next one? I just I don't know. I haven't heard any that there are any problems with this rink, so I can't complain. I haven't heard anything. There might be, and I don't know about it, but those cheese-eating surrender monkeys are playing well enough. They'll never live that down, I guess, hey? Good Lord. They scored, finally. Tom Wilson opens the scoring. Look at that. From the side of the net on the left side. I sort of saw it. I mean, I saw him score. I didn't see the whole play, is what I'm talking about. So I'll see it on the replay. Some good physical work there. He knocked the guy off the puck. That was probably key. Dowdy shot off the goalie's pad and right to Wilson, and he puts it in. So Wilson from Doughty for the opening goal against France. What moniker are we talking about? The neat moniker. And they come back and score. Fuck off. Well, there goes my guess to score, eh? 1-1. Who'd have thunk it? So the cheese eating surrender monkeys, that's a Mr. Burns moniker. Is that what you're saying? Come on, Bennington, got to stop this shit. Oh, you know what? And he almost did. I'm not going to blame him as a rebound again. Went right off its skate, kind of back. Yeah, okay, that's not really Bennington's fault. I'm not going to blame Bennington there. The defenseman, I don't know whoever that was, the defender there. That's on him. Well, listen, that they are playing with energy. They're playing. They're punching up. There's no doubt. I agree. So you're right. They are. I'm not gonna argue that. Mr. Burns hates everything. What are you talking about? As far as I remember, I haven't seen The Simpsons in a while, but still. AJ Fed, how's it going? Is the and they scored Taves 2-1. I didn't really notice the Pareko turnover, but the defenseman, is that what you're talking about? He tried to push it with his skate or whatever. That's what led to that goal. That was bad. Your buddy would sell the farm to get Pareko? Okay, I wouldn't sell a farm. I'd move to it and live there. I'd send him Goalie and a first. He's got a nice contract. I don't know what the advantage of sending Goalie for Pareko and sending a first. So I don't know what the advantage of there, honestly. You can say Goalie's hurt a lot. I get that, but he's still young. I don't know that I've given up on Goalie for Pareko. And it's not to say anything bad about Pareko either. Pareko is a right-handee. Yes, I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest. You got the Brit commenting. That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind hearing that. The guy that's here, he's I don't like him. I hear I don't. I think it's Chris Cuthbert. I think of the Leafs. And like I said, I sort of met him. We passed each other at the Four Nations in the hallway, like when I was going to get something, whatever, and we passed each other like probably 3 times. Come on, guys, just keep shooting that goddamn puck. Lawyer, I agree with that, right? Goalie, young, you're going for an old guy like that. You're giving no, I wouldn't. I'm not doing that. Pareko, you bring him in. I'm not paying that price to get him. I'm okay with that if the price is right, but I'm not giving a first and Goalie. Not overpaying. but he's older. Sometimes you got to look at the ages and say, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I don't think Hughes would do a trade like that. Canadians are passing the puck around much more with ease now in the offensive zone. That's got to lead to some more goals, that's for sure. Line Lawyer, I'm right with you. Do Line in there with a first and whatever. I do that, but not Goalie. We've got enough guys coming up and that kind of stuff. We don't need to go out, I don't believe, and get a Parayko just because he's a right hand defense, right, left side, a right side defensive. Excuse me. Line I'm pretty sure. I have a feeling, as I've said, you've heard already, but I think when they get back from the break and the trade freeze is lifted, they'll have I guess 2.5 days basically till they play their first game, the Habs, and I have a feeling we'll have a trade announced then in those 2 days, and I'm hoping it's Line somewhere and a bag of peanuts at least coming back. No, I'm not. That's not really fair to Line, but I don't know what we can get back depending on what the package. So we'll see. I have a feeling there's a trade for the Habs happening. They're working on it right now while this is all the Olympics are happening. ABL, how's it going, man? Freaking snow, fourth Sunday in a row. You got more snow? Wow, 20 centimeters. Call it maybe 30. Oh, that's crazy. We're beautiful here. Okay, but I don't know that the rebound necessarily is at fault. The defender, I don't like the way he reacted to it. I'm going there, but we'll see. We'll see. Listen, Bennington. Well, you know what? This isn't really a big game. France is not really a big game, but it's on a big stage. That's usually where Bennington kind of shines. It's been his modus operandi for his whole career, I think. Mascherano, you're 100% right. I mean, there's guys in the system that are coming. They're going to be changing, tweaks to the defense for next season. I'm quite sure. So I don't think they need to reach out this season and make a move like that for Parayko, giving up a guy like Goalie and a first. That's a lot. That's a lot that you don't have to give up. You don't have to make that move. You heard? Yeah, I heard that too. Canes. There's a lot of places. I think anywhere that will take him could be a possible destination for him. Um, we're talking Line A now. So yeah, I've heard a couple. So who knows where? Oftentimes, whatever you hear, it's not where it happens. And then there's times where, yeah, it's exactly what happens. So who knows? Yeah, Phil, just mention all the teams because, and you know what? I don't think he's the guy they're worried about if they trade him to another team in the division or the conference. If they're worried about him coming back to haunt them. I don't know. I don't know where there's a good fit, a proper fit for him. I don't know. Wait, what do you mean? You think? What are you saying there, Phil? Wait, who has buddies? Friday doesn't have buddies everywhere, from what I hear. Uh, yeah, exactly, right. And I'm not saying Reinbacher necessarily. I think Engstrom has a leg up on Reinbacher right now. But I mean, to get Pareko, why? We don't need that. Now, if you're getting him just as a rental for the playoffs, yeah, depending on the price. I'm not saying not good to have a guy like that, but I wouldn't overpay for him. They're gonna go for a commercial. When they do that, I'm just gonna go do this. I'm still right here. Just disappeared. I Guru, I don't know. I have no idea. If whoever is like suggesting Pareko, can you look it up and see when he's a free agent? Because if he's got term, no, there's no way. Why would you want to bring Pareko in with term? Uh, uh, Phil did say something about his contract is good, so he's probably got term. No, mostly because you bring him in, he's got term. You got to keep him here, and you hold somebody back, and they're at a time when they need to not be held back. And I'm not talking Reinbacher. I kind of think Reinbacher might be another year in Laval. I am talking Angstrom. He's got 4 years left on an 8-year deal. Forget it. At 6.5, forget it. Phil, you should look that shit up first. I get that you like Pareko and all that kind of stuff, but you should look that stuff up first and then think about it. That's my opinion. But forget that. And you can tell by everybody else's response, I ain't alone in that thought. Phil does come up with interesting trades, but he needs somebody that can, if he was like a GM, to be there to like, whoa, that one's a bad one, like that kind of thing. But he does come up with some interesting stuff, but I wouldn't do a lot of it. He's the outside the box guy. So if you're in a group of people trying to whatever figure it out, you got to have different people. So but he's the outside the box guy, right, Phil? You're the outside the box guy. And there's nothing wrong with thinking outside the box. I try to do that. All right, we got 4:50 left in the first. Still 2-1. Shots are 14-4 for Canada. Um, yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think that's why they're looking for a first line winger to play with Suzuki and Caulfield. That would go a long way to helping avoid a first round exit. And I think they may tweak the defense by bringing somebody in, but I don't think they're trading out Goalie to do it with a first round pick too. I don't think that's happening. But I think they will make moves to help them get through the playoffs. Yes, they'll try to. I don't know. Sometimes you try to make moves, you can't. But I think they're trying. Possibility of Anderson and Galley re-signing after next season, I would think very low. Very low. There's too much. Oh, that was close. There's too much talent that needs to come up still, that they can't re-sign Anderson and Galley. My opinion, Galley retires after his contract and goes to work in some form for the Canadians. That's my opinion. So I guess in a way they will re-sign Galley, but not to a player contract. I think somewhere else, PR, doing something else for them. He's got the Habs logo tattooed to his heart. I don't think he wants to go elsewhere, at least right now after retiring when he does. That was close for Stone there. Good, I guess. Good on the French goalie to stand his ground there. But Stone needed to somehow get that puck up, but I don't see how he would have done that. Give it Viagra, the puck would have got up. Yes, sir. Musgrato, I agree with you. BL does not agree with that. I can tell you right away, he does not agree with what you said there. I agree with you. And I think he needs another. From what I'm reading, so it's not me saying that. I agree with what I was reading about. I don't remember who wrote it. That Reinbacher probably will spend at least some time next season still in Laval. BL, you are kind of right, except that with his injury, things that happened, and the lost development that he did have because of that, shit happens, and that sometimes it does. If he comes out, say sometime next season, he gets here to Montreal and he's good, there's no problem there. And he goes on to have a good career, then there's no problem. So the book is still out on whether that was a good pick or not. Oh, Pickford is another defenseman we forgot about. Bryce Pickford is out there too. We don't need Parayko. We don't need Parayko. There's no way. There's too much talent that's in the cupboard. Cupboard is full and ready to burst soon with some good talent. So who's to take the A after Galley retires? That's a good question. I'm going to vote for Slaf. And that's just off the top of my head right now. I haven't thought about it, but the way he's emerging into beast mode, I think Slaf might get the A. I don't mind that at all. He's very likable. Everybody likes him. He's very sociable. I think that makes a pretty good A. And I mean, he's a kid that's come in here and tattooed that Habs logo to his heart too. They all kind of have. I'm going to go with Slack because he signed up and he's going to be here for a while. And I'd put the A on his or Caulfield. But you can't have Suzuki, Caulfield, Slack all on one line. Your captain and your A's. One or the other, though. It has to be one or the other. And I know there's only one A to pass around, so it will be only one or the other. But I'm telling you, I'm going to vote for Slack. I love Caulfield. You guys know I love Caulfield. But man, I love all these kids. These kids are just so easy to like this team that they're building. So yeah, if we did have like a vote for it, I'm voting for Slav. How about everybody else? Everybody who's here, vote. But we got 8 people anyway, so what do y'all think? It's going to be up to Galley when the A gets passed on. Yeah, I guess, but it's not going to be up to him who gets the A. No Dobson, so have a D with an A. Don't we have Mike Matheson? Who's the other? Who's the other A? Isn't it Gallagher and Matheson? That's what I thought. No, you need another forward. And since Slaf now is on a different line, scored! Now you can see that happening. Is that Stone? Stone said, "You know what? I almost got the one before. I'm getting this one." I was sort of watching that. I saw it. Oh, that's going to be a goal. You can see it. Matheson does have the other A, so you don't need to give Dobson an A. Lawyer says Caulfield. Mascarato says Goalie will get it. That's not a bad choice. I'd want to give it to somebody maybe, though, not as injury prone right now. So I'm going with that, but I wouldn't argue if Goalie got it at all. Nice goal by Stone. It's not a player I really like. I know he's very talented. They're all very talented. But nice goal by Stone there. And you know what? I didn't realize 3.4 seconds left. That's a killer kind of goal, right? And it's 3-1 Canada. Well on their way to the 10 goals scored that I thought they might get. Because I could see 3 or 4 goals a period, you know. I'm getting close to being back on camera, so have patience, my friends. We have an intermission. Whatever you guys want to talk about, what do you think of the first period? What do you think about what I've been talking about? Anything that's been mentioned, elaborate on it. Let's go. After y'all go pee and get something in the kitchen, right? I don't have to pee yet. I got stuff from the kitchen. I made some muffins, and they're sitting there looking at me. Haven't eaten yet today, and I got everything I need to drink. So I'm good. I'm sticking around. I'm here. Let's talk. Hey, we can elaborate a little more on what you guys think about who might come, who the Habs might trade for, and who might go out. That's always good. I don't have any rumor. I haven't really seen anything, so I don't have any rumors. Just I have a feeling that there will be this trade. I could be wrong because it's just a feeling, but you never know. And I would think over this Olympic 3-week break that Hughes has been on the phone talking with other GMs trying to make a deal. I would think you're not wasting those 3 weeks. See, yeah, I agree with that. What Guru said, right? Because Goalie, I could see one day being an A, but he's got to show a little more consistency of not getting injured. Because I mean, you want your letter players out on the ice every night. Slav has a good record of not missing games. He had an injury or two early, nothing major. Well, one what kept him out half the season, so I shouldn't say that. But he's been really consistent. For me, it's Slav. But if it's Caulfield, it's the same thing. He's been really consistent. Doesn't miss a lot of games since the shoulder, and everything's good. So I'd pick from one of those two guys. You're gonna guess that Suzuki's my favorite Team Canada player. Wow, what made you think that? I'm gonna tell you who your second favorite player is, unless you already know. Go, I'll tell you if it is or not. I'll be honest. Who says Slap is a solid vote? I've got a player in my head right now, so you tell me if who it is. See how well you know me. If anybody else wants to get in on that, let's see who you think my next favorite player other than Suzuki is on this team. Thomas Hardy, is that a serious guess or as a joke? Joe says McKinnon. Guys, you guess, and then when everybody's guessed, I'll tell you who it is. Do you think the Rangers would be willing to trade Lafreniere? And what do you think the cost would be? That's the thing. I think Lafreniere. I'm not sure if they're going to trade him. He's young enough for them to keep in their rebuild, and I don't know what the cost would be. And quite frankly, if it's high, I wouldn't do it. Masgrado says Reinhardt. Fair enough, Reinhardt. We got a McKinnon, and we got people saying Thomas Harley, who is my second favorite player on Team Canada. There's a few more people here, aren't there? I'll wait for see if there's any more guesses, and I'll tell you. What I'll do is, in case I'm not saying nobody is right, but if nobody is right, I'll tell you that, and you can guess again, and we'll see if you can get it done. Although I'm not saying nobody is right or wrong. I'm saying. You're saying Sam, but you're pretty sure it's Celebrini? So, but which one? Because you got Sam Reinhardt, or do you want to put Celebrini? Which one? Whatever you want. Beal says, is Crosby a joke? American born in Syracuse, New York to Canadian parents, played all his minor hockey in the USA, but chose to play for Canada. What do you mean Crosby is not Canadian? I didn't know that. Why should New York Rangers keep Alexis Lafreniere if they rebuild? They're paying him $7 million plus. That's too much to keep him. If Rangers are rebuilding, like you say, but if they're rebuilding, they might have contract issues about to get to the floor. He's young. He could be in the core. I don't know. They might keep him. Masgrado says he'll stick with Sam Reinhardt. BL says Thomas Hart. Oh, Thomas Hardy's American? Okay. Well, I'm American, born to Canadian parents. We have a lot in common that way. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know. I thought you were talking about Crosby. You said it's Crosby. Then you wrote the rest. I thought you were talking about Crosby. Not because I'm a pothead. I'm a highly functional pothead. How's that? That's fair. Harley opted to play major junior over college. Won't make me like him or not like him. Is that all the guesses, though? Nobody else wants to make a guess who my second favorite player is on Team Canada? No, I know you're saying I'm a pod. I know that. I'm just saying I'm a highly functional one. Right? How many podheads run a YouTube channel for 7 years? And I'm consistent in that I put out content consistently. I'm highly functional. I'm a highly functional ADHD sufferer. How's that? That's really more accurate. And I just read a story, something about how highly intelligent ADHD sufferers need a lot of dopamine. What is it? Dopamine hits. Addicted to dopamine. I mean, that's me. American choosing to honor the Canadian parents by playing for their country. So we're not going to get any more guesses. I'm going to tell you who it is, or because somebody got it right. I'm going to tell you who it is. No, I knew Crosby wasn't. I thought you were saying he was. That's why I couldn't understand. That's all. But I'm going to tell you now who it is because someone got it right. And the person who got it right was BL. Actually, he did get it right. He knows me. Sidney Crosby is the guy I had in my head. So yeah, Sidney Crosby, I think, would be my second favorite player on this team. So I know he's born in Cole Harbor. That's why I didn't understand where you're. That's all I know. I know his background. It made no sense to me. I thought you were delusional there, and you might have been the pothead. There you go. So BL, it seems like you might know me a little bit. So yeah, a good guess. I'm gonna have one of these muffins. I don't like to eat on camera, so give me a minute. I'm gonna have one of these delicious muffins, and I'll show you what they are when I get back on camera. I'm kind of hungry. That's me, BL. Just uh, just a dope. Love that dopamine. At least I'm honest about it. Sorry for I'm eating while I'm talking. At least I'm honest about it, though. You gotta admit. That's got to earn me a couple of points. All right, everybody, stopped chatting with me. Are you all just listening to me eat? Guru, that is a very good point as far as he's dumb enough to trade away Lafreniere, maybe if he shouldn't. So maybe he does. It is Chris Drury, and they re-signed him to an they extended his contract, so he's going to be there a while. That might have been the dumbest move they made is extending Drury's contract. The Rangers, yeah, they're tanking. I mean, they're basically tanking now. Also, I think maybe the players just are kind of fed up and they're not playing well because they're kind of they see what's happening there. Did you? Wasn't that though a controversial thing? Like the ball when it came, wasn't there something controversial about that? I don't know if that's the one. I remember something like that. I'm pretty sure we did a live stream. I'm not sure. I don't know if Matt was with me at the time, or I'm not sure, but I think I did a live stream for that. Bill, nobody said anything about Sullivan going anywhere though. He just signed, isn't it? His first season. I'm back. By the way, this are what my muffins look like. Oatmeal packed with raisins, packed with oats. So oat, not oatmeal, and dark chocolate. They are and no sugar. It's sucralose. So no sugar. They're delicious. I'm not a bad baker. I've been baking since I'm like 8 or 9. So, but I'm not great or anything. But I like to bake. No, no, he might have been there, but I don't know if Matt. I don't know if all those if everybody was around back then. I don't remember. Matt was probably around. I remember doing a stream for it. I don't or doing something for it. I don't know. too far back. If it's past yesterday, I don't remember. Come on. You're trying to find something open at 3:30 a.m. for food delivery. How is he going to do that? What's open at 3:30 a.m. for food? There's very few places, if there are any. There, you know what? Back in the day, though, here in Montreal, when I was, probably 30 years ago, you could probably find places. Now, past 1 o'clock, you're not getting food delivery. No, Bill, that is not true. That is not true. I've been baking since I'm that age. It was at least a few years later. I'll tell you the truth. I did have my first, I'll say like 3 puffs at 9. I did, and then nothing. It was after my bar mitzvah that I smoked it all. But I haven't been like, not like I do now. That was way later in my life. Hey, Johnny Cash, how you doing, Johnny Cash? Thoughts on the game? Do you think it's going to be the crazy nutcase neighbors downstairs and Canada final? I mean, I think it's likely that it'll be that, but depending on Sweden and Finland and how they play, I think those are the other 2 best teams, and you might have a surprise one in there. You never know. But I mean, more than likely, it is them. So I'm hoping not, to be honest with you. I don't want to have to say their names. I don't want to have to talk about them I don't want to. Not until things change over there. They can go F themselves as a country. Not individual players. I'm not angry at any individual American or players per se, but at the country, yeah, we're kind of in a cold fucking war with them. So they're the enemy. So yeah, that's how I think of it. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear, but I get emotional with that. Yeah, it's going to be bad on the gold medal game if it's against them. I really don't want. It's not. I don't want Canada to play them, and it's not because I'm afraid of them. That we'll lose to them. It's not. Uh, I don't want to deal with having to say their. I don't want to have to say it. And if we do, I'm not going to say the country name. I'm not. They're the nutcases. When you're representing your country and that flag, well, that's who you are. You looked it up a few or 24 hours as I live close to the CBD. I don't know what the CBD is, but yeah, if you have 24-hour restaurants, you might get. We don't have them here anymore. We used to have some, but we don't have it anymore. Where was I born? I was born in upstate New York, in Highland, which is like a suburb of Poughkeepsie, New York, at Vassar Hospital, I believe, in Dutchess County. Spent my first 4.5 years there, and then my parents they moved back to Montreal. So we're back underway. So like Harley, I was born in the States, but to Canadian parents. And if your parents are Canadian, no matter where you're born in the world, you're still Canadian. It's an automatic thing. So I am Canadian, just wasn't born in the country. Both my parents are born and raised in Montreal. No, I'm not saying the country. If you don't know what upstate New York, where it is, it's your problem, not mine. Go back to school and learn some geography. That's all I got to say. I'm not saying their goddamn name, and if I say it, it's by accident. I'm going to call it the A word and the U word. I'm not saying them. Looks like a lot of energy so far. In the second, we're a minute and 15 in. 17 shots to 6 for Canada. It's 3-1 Canada. I'm not going to say the M word either. They're the nutcases that live fucking down south from us. How's that? And until they smarten up and change, that's what they're going to be known as. Okay, but you know what I mean when I say south, okay? I don't have to be that technical. I'll just even say downstairs from us. That's all. The nutcase neighbor is downstairs. That's all they deserve as we are 2 minutes into the second period. CBD, Central Business District. Yeah, and for me, when I see CBD, cannabidiol. That's what I think of. Never forget where you came from. And there's another old saying: you can never go home again. I have not forgotten where I came from, but I've never thought of myself. I wasn't old enough to think of myself as that when we moved here. And growing up, I've always thought of myself as Canadian. I've identified with that country as part of my who I am, but I never ever thought of myself as anything other than Canadian. I'd go for a kebab right now, Joe. I'd go for a kebab right now, no problem. But for breakfast, I don't know. Do they have breakfast kebabs? But I wouldn't mind a kebab right now. I'm hungry. We are 4 minutes in now. Not a lot. Honestly, not a lot happening in this period so far. That's what I got to say. So again, good on the French team for not being blown out already and scoring a goal. Is a kebab the same as a doner? No, a kebab on a stick, with meat and vegetables and whatever you want. Isn't that what a kebab is? Well, I think it is. That's something though I wanted to try, BL, a doner. I've never had a doner from that they had down there. I never, and I really want to try it. Are there poutine hot dogs? Poutine hot dogs. You can have a poutine with hot dogs on top, but I've never heard of a poutine hot dog. You can have hot dogs with poutine. A lot of people do that. I mean, that's not a couple of hot dogs and a poutine, small one. That's good. Not healthy, but it's good. There's poutine hot dogs, Phil. You know what you're saying? Never heard of it. Wouldn't shock me or anything because nothing like that would shock me. You're thinking of a shish kebab on a stick. Okay, so a kebab, it's on could be on a metal one, right? And isn't that a kebab? So explain, like, describe a kebab. And you said shish kebab in the word. Come on, guys. Penalty to France, I think. And we're going to go on a power play. So hopefully they get a goal here. Well, you can, of course, kebabs can be in wraps because, you know, when you on the stick, it's got everything on it. Yeah, put it in, off, you got a wrap. You can't see it, but I see that. No, but no, I mean, doesn't mean it's not what I'm saying. So what do you call a kebab? Because here in Australia, it could be different. Yeah, I don't do mac and cheese and hot dogs anymore. Only with when the kids were young. We did that a lot. Oh, I love smoked meat poutine. That is really good, actually. Smoked meat poutine. Mm. Have I ever had a beaver tail? Yeah, of course. Beaver tails are awesome. But I mean, it's, you know, it's a sugary thing. Well, depends what you put on top of it. But yeah, yeah, I've had beaver tails often. They're really good with chocolate sauce or something, with some whipped cream. Oh my God, don't get me started. Is that okay? So that would be here. I don't know if that's a kebab, but that's like doner, and not donair, but donor. And then and there might be another name for it, but yeah, if you get the good stuff where it's actual meat, like there was a place there in Montreal, can't remember the name of it, with an E in Park Extension. They had the best. Oh my God, I used to love to go there and grab a couple of those when I used to be doing courier. But it wasn't called a kebab. It was Greek, so I don't know what they called it. What do you mean all dressed? All dressed pizza? What are you talking about? Pepperoni, green pepper, and mushroom. That's an all dressed pizza. What's wrong with Marshall? I heard he's a healthy scratch. So him and Cooper are having problems. Something, I don't know what's up with him being a healthy scratch. I never ate at Manion's. On never. Supposed to be the best roast beef in Montreal, but they just reopened somewhere, didn't they? But I never ate at Manion's. Donor is beef, but yeah, you can have chicken. You can no donor can be whatever meat you want. No, Greek version is a souvlaki. Um, no, souvlaki and donor are different. I mean, similar, but still different. And usually, souvlaki is usually lamb, if I'm correct, or pork, and maybe a mix of both. But usually, I think it's lamb. I think. Although you can make chicken souvlaki, that's true. In Australia, an all dressed is a supreme pizza. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, but onions, green pepper, pepperoni, mushrooms, they have that, but it's not an all dressed. That's something else. That's extra stuff on it. All dressed is pepperoni, green pepper, and mushrooms. That's for me. That's what I know for an all dressed. Okay, Japheth, I heard he was a healthy scratch, but you may be right. I didn't know he was scratched before the Olympics in a couple of games. I didn't know any of that. So yeah, maybe he's got something he tweaked in the first game and he's not ready. That could be because like I said, did not know any of that other stuff. So you learn something new every day, they say. We are 8 minutes into this, and I've seen nothing. Second period has been boring, man. Shots are 22-6, 22-6 for Canada, and it's 3-1 Canada. How it's only 3-1 Canada? Canada, how have you not scored 7 goals already? God damn it. Well, that's not an all dressed, Joe. We have that too. We have pizzas like that too. It's not an all dressed. An all dressed is like I said. In Montreal, or I guess in Quebec, and probably elsewhere in Canada, but in Quebec, where I live, my whole life, that an all dress is what I said. Come on, guys. Come on. You'd think there'd be more pressure from them in the offensive zone. So like it's a good job on France for not being constantly in their own zone. Oh, it's a post. Oh, it was McKinnon and I don't know who else, but he hits the post there. Hey, Robert, Canada needs to score as many goals as they can. It's a goal differential that they want first seed in the rest of the rest of the tournament. So yeah, a big win. I mean, yeah, as big as possible. Let's put it that way. Wow, Suzuki fell. I bet you there was shitty ice there. If Marchand's dealing with an injury, I wonder how that could be for Bruins as they are in the race for the playoff spots. Well, I mean, look at Fiala with that. He's in like that's a bad injury. They're trying to catch a playoff spot. They just traded for Panarin, and then you lose a guy like Fiala, so it's already happened. You know. But he doesn't play for the Bruins, by the way, anymore. He's a Florida Panther, by the way, Joe. Well, if Marchand can't get in there, then not going to make a difference. But you're right; they need to play with a little bit of an edge and be a little more physical. But I don't know how they're not like what they're in the offensive zone now. How are they not in there like half the game against France? Oh, good save there by Bennington. He had to be sharp there. They need to be bullies, but no fighting. You're not allowed, and not too dirty. You don't want to draw a lot of penalties or take penalties, but they need to push them around a little bit. I agree with that. Play a little bit more physical with the hits. No worries, Joe. You think of Marchand, you don't think of the Panthers. You think of Bruins. I get that. Eduardo, welcome to the channel. I don't know if I've seen you out there before, and you are 100% right. The only thing I would say is you don't really need to say cheese. Sauce and cheese are coming with the pizza. So, but it's pepperoni, green pepper, mushroom. That's Montreal all dressed. I used to work at, if you know, Tasty Food Restaurant in Montreal, delivering pizza when I was younger. So the drivers would answer the phone a lot to take the orders. And I always thought it funny when people would say, yeah, sauce and cheese. Like, well, you're getting sauce and cheese. If you don't want sauce and cheese, you tell us. Otherwise, it's on the pizza. I always found that funny. Sorry. How are they not lined up center ice for like half the game? Yeah, exactly. I'm a little surprised that the scoring's not really there against France, but I mean, there's still a lot of hockey left. We'll see if it's not been a great second period for them, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Third period, I think you put McKinnon with McDavid and Celebrini, and you try to pop as many goals as you can. I don't know what Capri. I don't know what that is, Joe. From that name, I don't know what it is. Going on the power play again. I don't disagree with you, Robert. I don't. I was expecting a really big game. Like we're 8 minutes left in the second. I would have thought they'd have 5 goals at least by now. Probably 6. Joe, so that's not one thing, that's a combination of things. Okay. I don't like olives, so that's out. Ham and mushrooms. I can eat mushrooms on a pizza. I don't mind. I like mushroom taste. I don't like the texture, but I'm old enough now that yeah, I eat mushrooms on a pizza. I like ham and pineapple. I'm gonna have ham, to be honest with you. I like a Hawaiian pizza. Come on, boys, let's get one here. Scores McCarr. McDavid to McCarr. He comes in a little bit and fires, and we are at 4-1. I don't add on anchovies. No, anchovies aren't going on my pizza. Nice shot by McCarr. And that goalie, he wasn't that was a rocket. He wasn't stopping that. He wasn't stopping that. He didn't even his glove was just going to and it was in the net. I forgot I was off camera. I did the whole thing with the glove and the hand, and you didn't see it. Let's see them put another one in so we can get that to that 5 goals that I said. I they should have 5, maybe 6 by the time they start the third, I would think. That's my opinion. That's what I thought would happen. Yeah, I do not disagree with that. But imagine the cost to acquire Makar. I mean, it would be astronomical. So no, but I mean, would I like to see him in a Habs uniform? Yeah, for sure. Imagine having Makar, Hudson. You got Dobson. Can you imagine if Hughes could pull it off without making holes in the team? He would get a gold fucking statue out in front of the Bell Center. Oh, Wilson, good stop by the French goalie there. Right at the doorstep, Wilson was. Good pressure. I mean, it almost looked like they were still on the power play. So Brady with a good shot, but a good save by the goalie. You always like seeing righties have good. Why righties over lefties? Yeah, I mean Kovalchuk was a fan favorite. I don't disagree, but I mean, it was exciting to have him. I won't say that it wasn't. What did you order? A halal snack pack. Sounds interesting to me. I imagine different kinds of meat, some rice, some kinds of sauces and stuff like that. Probably some beets. That's what I imagine it would be, but I don't know. French pressure, but they can't get shots through. That is a big thing. 7 shots for them, 26 for Canada right now. Yeah, exactly what I would have thought. I forgot about the fries. I would sometimes it's rice or fries because I've eaten stuff like that. But yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I see. Mascherano, I is that a thing really? Lefties are better stick handlers? Did not know that if that's true. I'm a righty myself, so I take slight offense to that. I know I didn't know that if that's a thing, I didn't know. Cape Breton actually drafted Kovalchuk in the CHL import draft. Really? But he opted to play in whatever their big league was called before the KHL was created. I didn't know that. That's an interesting fact there. Fun fact. Commercial break here, by the way. Anyway, so far so good for Canada, but a little shy on goal scoring right now. So, like I said earlier, I hope to see that big line with Celebrini and McDavid and McKinnon. McDavid already 2 points. Crosby taking the draw here. Come on, you guys, you're so much better than France. 4-1, not enough. If that were true, I feel very sorry for Cale Makar. Come on, boys. Not right on the goalie. He's gonna. If he saw it, he's gonna make that stop. Mascherano, that I know is true. I've never been. I can't from the left side. Always been a righty and like everything. I even like okay, saying baseball. I catch with my left hand, but I mean I throw with my right. There's a science for having your dominant hand on the top. Now, okay, I get that because for me, my dominant hand is the right, and it would be down on the stick. So I get that. Yeah, okay, if that's the case, I get that, but I wonder if the data holds up. That's what I'm asking. But it kind of does make sense that your dominant hand, because you get the control from the top of the stick more than from your lower hand. I I thought I heard something metal happen there. I guess he got it. He snagged it between his legs. That's what he said. She said anyway. I don't know that. I ruined that. Yeah, good save, but it got right through his legs, but they corralled it. Yeah, he got enough of it to slow it right down. You've played no, you've played ringette or field hockey, Joe. Field hockey, I mean, it's different. No, playing hockey, it's fun. Ice hockey is hard, but extremely fun. You're a lefty that shoots right? Now that's a little different, don't you think? That's a little different. I'm not I mean, I may have seen people and know I didn't know anybody that I knew they were like that, you know what I mean? So that's different. You can only use right-handed sticks, Joe. Are you a lefty? That sucks if you have to use the stick for your other side. Oh, how did they not score there? Who the effing hell is this goalie, man? Oh, big hit on McDavid. He recovered quickly. Yeah, that's me, a natural right-hander. Baseball, I bat right. Everything. I do everything right. I kick with my right foot. Well, even if you can shoot it all with your left, that's pretty good. I cannot. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a shot with my left. I think it's amazing guys who can play either way, like Cornway, just switch over to the other side. Just gonna have a muffin and I'll be back on cam. I'm getting noon. Ah, okay. Well, he drew a penalty, Celebrini. Penalty shot, man. Penalty shot, Celebrini. I mean, he was right there, just about to shoot when he got pulled down. So, come on, Celebrini. It's rigged? What do you mean it's rigged? Scored. I didn't see it go in. 5-1. Celebrini scores on the penalty shot. With 2:44 to go in the second, we're 5-1. It is a 4-goal difference right now, so Bieksa was wrong right now, anyway. Robert, I like the joke, and you're not that far off. A lot of things are exactly that, but I don't think this, obviously. But I mean, you're right along my thought line. A distraction for Orange Jesus. Scored! Wow, the French goalie, that's a bad one to let up. That's a bad one. Crosby, 19 seconds apart, the 2 goals. BL, who thinks that? Holiday and MB. What's MB? No holiday here in Canada tomorrow that I know of. I wonder if the floodgates have opened. The goal beat the Nuthouses in goal differential. Oh, Manitoba. I don't know why I didn't think of that. That's really stupid of me. No, why is there a holiday in Manitoba? And what holiday is it? Family Day. Oh, because we have the Saint Jean Baptiste Day. This is the one you guys have because we have that, right? Or we don't because we don't do there's a holiday we don't do here in Quebec. We do something else, and you guys have that. That's Quebec special, you know. And this is all Canada. About time. This is what they should have been doing. And it is 6-1, 6-1 after 2 periods of play. Period just ended. BL, I just question: were you inferring that I think he's not the best player in the draft, or somebody else? Because I would not. I think he's the best player in the draft in his draft. I mean, I don't know how you can say he's not at this point, especially. I may have said that last season or something. No, it's clear this kid is something special. Sometimes I say things and later I change my mind because I have better information, and I'm allowed to change my mind when new information or better information or with time, whatever. I'm allowed to do that, as of course is everybody else. Yeah, I mean, I love Demidov. I think he's going to be great, but at this point, to say he could be better than Celebrini, not until I would not say that unless it happened, and it was. But I mean, no. This season, I think for Celebrini proved this kid is something amazing. So yeah, he's the real deal. All right, I forgot. It's an intermission, so whatever you guys want to talk about, let's go. Hockey, the Habs, this game, whatever you want to talk about. What do you mean I liked Ginla better? You mean over Demidov? Yeah, I did. I admit. But if you're saying I like the Ginla better over Celebrini, you're nuts. We didn't have first overall pick, so Celebrini was off the table. So don't pin that kind of shit on me. Come on. Hey, I liked Shane Wright over Slav. I was wrong, obviously. I liked Wright, but I was wrong. I have no problem to tell you I was wrong about something. I'm a human being. I'm gonna be wrong sometimes. I wanted Iginla, yeah, I did. I mean, partially also, who thought Demidov would slide down to 5 anyway? But yeah, no, I have no problem to say. And listen, the Habs liked Iginla because it came out that they were gonna pick Iginla if they couldn't get Demidov. They were going for Iginla if they didn't get Demidov. So I'm not far off. You know, we were thinking the same thing, me and their scouts. I mean, listen, they call me, they ask me for advice. It happens. What else do we want to talk about? There's lots to talk about. There's really actually no not much news from the Habs at all, or the NHL. I mean, there's nothing happening. I would have thought there would be a lot more rumor mongering, I'll call it, going on on social media. Um, and I don't know if it's me, but I'm not seeing a ton. I'm not on Twitter, so that might have something to do with it. But on Blue Sky or elsewhere, I'm not seeing a ton of that. I really would have thought, not just Habs rumors, but just trade rumors in general. At this point, we're not that far from the trade deadline. Yeah, anyway. So I haven't heard anything, but if you guys have any, Hey, let me know what you've seen out there. I'd like to see. I'd like to hear. Matthew Schaefer's girlfriend. They just said this. Plays for UPE. Is that it? What's UPE? University of. Is it UPEI? University of Prince Edward Island. Muscati wanted Zeb Bouillon. The kid is winner. Oh yeah, I Bouillon would have been a good pick, but we've already got Hudson. Adding Bouillon, I didn't think they'd do that, but Bouillon was a good pick. Minnesota doesn't get Quinn Hughes if they didn't have Z Bouillon to trade. Demidov is turning out great. Listen, they picked him. We got him. I was not unhappy, and quickly, and I mean quickly, as soon as I saw some highlights and was watching, quickly became very happy that they picked him and we got him. So that's how it goes. I mean, part of the reason I didn't want Demidov, I did not think he'd get here as soon as he did. I thought there was a chance that he might never get here, and but I mean, listen, I was wrong about all that. So live and learn, move forward. That's how it is, boys and girls. 90 years are going by. She's starting to get old. I can't. What? I'm blanking on her freaking name. If you're watching the same thing I'm watching, you know who I'm talking about. Name out my ear and gone. I don't know. We did need star lefties since we picked Slap. Yeah, they weren't expecting Slap to make the team to follow. Excuse me, right away the next season. They didn't expect Slap to be what he is right now till about 23, 24, and he's only what 21, going to be 22 soon. So he's ahead of the pace they thought for him. So I don't think they picked him out of need of the moment. They picked him because they knew they saw what he could be when he got to about 24, 25 is what they said. And he's ahead of that. So I think it's awesome. I mean, he's turning out to be a hell of a power forward, Slap is. Was he the best in the draft? No, I think Hudson would have been number one going by points and all that. But you know what? I'm happy with that pick. Very happy with that pick. Imagine some other team got him. We wouldn't care because but looking back, can you imagine? Yeah, I think Slap's going to be a hell of a beast power forward for us for like 10 years or more. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right. And I feel I am right too. Kind of another way you could tell is remember everybody punched down on Slap because he's still struggling the first couple of seasons and all that. You don't find anyone anymore complaining about Slap. He's turned everybody around uh, to be on his side. If New Jersey had him, that would have been a nightmare. If Jersey had Slap, a star power forward is a must. Well, I think that's what Slap's going to be. Yeah. I don't know what. Honestly, don't know who they may trade for if they can find a player like they're looking for the winger on the first line. I don't know who it might be if they do find somebody, but might not necessarily be a power forward, but got to be somebody that can go into the corners, dig out the puck, and deliver it to the boys. So we'll see what they come up with. Boy, I don't know how long left. Got to be closing in on halfway through this intermission. I didn't look at the time. All right, whatever else you got, throw it at me. Throw it at me. Doc was actually very good at dishing from the corners before his injuries. Listen, Doc is not a bad option, but I think they want more of a proven option in the playoffs for that position. So it may be a guy just here for no term, strict rental. They may do that, or a guy with a year left after this year, something like that, but very low term or no term. Um, yeah, for the playoff push. Yeah, I'm not so sure that he'll stay there per se. I'm not sure. Listen, he's on an expiring contract. Has he done enough for them to say, "Yeah, we'll re-sign him"? I don't know. I know they like him still and all that, but I don't know. He's that expiring contract. Doc could get traded. Will Doc make it past the trade deadline? So, hey, Lucas, you're the one who asked that. Yeah, I mean, will he make it past the trade deadline? I would honestly, I would think if a guy comes along that they can acquire, and they go, yeah, that's the guy we can go forward with for a number of years, and they have to give Doc back. I think they give Doc and whatever else. They they don't have a minute necessarily to give because of his expiring contract, Phil. You might not be thinking about the expiring contract. I'm just gonna go out. I want to eat another muffin. Um, but that's got to play a big part in what they decide to do with him. If he was signed already, okay, but what are you going to sign him to? How many years? Like, what are you going to do with him? Who trades for Doc though? Maybe a team that needs some forward help wants Line, Doc, and whatever. Maybe you can get rid of both of them to the same team. Might happen. I don't know. I don't have any team in mind. So Musgrato, you got confidence in Doc? You think they'll resign him? I kind of think if he's here past the deadline, they're going to resign him. If they're not planning to resign him, they got to move him. And let me read this. I feel sorry for your niece having to live in Florida. Just that, but that's cool. So where are you from? That you're a Canadians fan? Okay, but, lawyer. So what do they do with him then? He's got an expiring contract. They gotta sign him or let him walk then, right? So letting him walk, you get nothing. If you can find a team that gives you third, something like that for him, you gotta kind of do it. She hasn't spoken to you in weeks. That's concerning down there, no? I hope all's good. 4.4 times. I wouldn't sign Doc for 4 years right now. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. It would have to be a bridge deal at maybe 2 years. He's making three, whatever. I wouldn't give him much of a raise. 3.5 times two. That's I wouldn't feel confident. If he makes it through that, no injuries, and he's good, then you sign him to a better contract. He's got to sign a prove it deal. Maybe even 1 year, but he's got to sign a prove it deal, prove me deal. Yeah, imagine if you can move Line and Doc, and you free up a lot. That frees up a lot of cap right at the deadline, and then maybe they acquire somebody. The more cap you have, the better the player you can acquire. Oh, you know what, Muscato, you're right. I forgot that Doc is still, I think, another season as an RFA. Yeah, they might restart. You're right. That definitely plays in. My bad. You think a 1 year deal? Yeah, I mean 1 or 2. I wouldn't give him more than 2. My guess, BL, is that I don't know if they're that as strongly put as you put it, but I have a feeling they're going to move him at the deadline or in the off season. McDavid. Yeah, we got a new goalie for France in there. 7-1 Canada. Lawyer, from what I can understand, Zarofsky, you're looking at another 2 years, probably, maybe longer. From what I read something recently that the opinion was about 2 years. So yeah, I don't know about one season though, Lucas. From what I'm hearing, from what I'm reading, it's 2. But whenever, if it's one, I'm going to stay out just a little bit longer since they're back, and then whatever. Um, um, Listen, if it's one season or not or 2, it doesn't matter. But I do believe it's gonna. I think it's gonna be 2. Yeah, new goalie, same result. Yeah, what a welcome to the game. McDavid scores. Fresh ice means faster. So my guess was 10. I was struggling to say whether 10-1 or not. I said, yeah, it'll be 10-0. But they need 3 more goals to 10. With that quick goal in this period, you never know. They might hit the 10. It's like not a bad chance that they do hit the 10. Anyway, we shall see. We shall see. Shots are 34-7. 34 to freaking 7. I mean, they're lucky that they have a goal, Frank. Ah, they scored. Slap shot from the left circle beats Binnington. It is 7-2. You can't give that up, you schmuck. We need the differential. God damn it. Very weak goal, Bill. Very weak goal. Now, you got to stop that. I don't care what kind of shot it is. I'm sorry. You see it all the way, nobody there. You got to stop that. Good shot and all, but still. But Musgrado, I mean, we have guys coming up that are huge. So don't forget Florian. Florian's 6'4". He's going to be called up. He'll be here next season, I would think. Put in Monty. Is Kemper the backup or Thompson? I don't know who the backup is. You got Florian. You got Thorpe. Thorpe is 6'5". I mean, we've got some big guys coming up too, so it's not a problem to lose some of the big guys. And like Liney's not physical anyway, so Liney ain't helping you on the physical side. You know what? In this third period, I'm still impressed the with the French team. They're still punching up. Even though it's 7-2, you think up, but they're still punching up. I thought they were going to come out in the third and be kind of flat. You know, it was 7-1, but no, or 6-1. I mean, at the time. So tonight, David shot and goalie save. Go France. Yeah, definitely. The way they're playing, they can hold their heads up and be proud of themselves. Without a doubt. Even if they lose hugely, it doesn't matter. The way they're playing against Canada, I think is impressive. But I want them to lose badly. I mean, some sustained pressure here by France. And then the puck goes out. Has Team Canada checked out for the game already? Come on. Better not do that. Better not check out early. Hey, Angela. Is it Angela? Hey, Angela. Go, Canada, go. Yes, ma'am. I don't think there's any doubt they're going to win the game. Just by how many goals? Come on. Fuck. Canada and Slovakia have a bye for winning the. So they're not playing on the 17th. Is that what you're saying? They won't have to play on Tuesday? That actually might help me with something. Score 8-2. Horvat? Yeah, Horvat. From a bad angle, yeah. 2 more to go to hit that 10. Now they need 11 to get that differential. Yeah, I wasn't sure about Tuesday and who was going to be playing, and I guess there's 4 games, and with 10 teams, that means the 2 winners of the groups don't have to play on Tuesday. So if that's the case, there's no stream on Tuesday. It'll be Wednesday. I guess Wednesday and Sunday, or Wednesday and Saturday. I guess. I'm not sure. I have to go check. Robert, you talking about the Habs? They're not going to change the team that much. They're not. Again, that's why you're not trading Goalie out. You're trading guys out that aren't going to be part of what's going on and going forward. And in Laine's case, where do you play him? They're going to tweak. They may add a big player up front if they can get one on line 1, but that's it. I don't think you're going to see a huge change. I don't think you're going to see them trade key players away that have really contributed. I don't think you're going to see that. But I think, reinforce the defense a little bit, maybe, and try to get that. Apparently, they're looking for a winger on line 1. But I mean, they don't have to change that much. Not this season, that's for sure. $13:35 to go here in the third period, or in the game, because it ain't going to. Canada's winning. 39-10 are the shots. 8-2 Canada. Here goes McDavid. Celebrini. And then Harley shot, but his stick was lifted, so. Binnington covers up while the face off there. I think they're going for a commercial break. I'll be back on camera in about a minute. The team that shall not be named, they're playing, I believe, at 3. I'm not sure how many goals they're going to need to get the number 1 seed, but the more Canada can pile on, the better. I believe right now, obviously Canada in the lead for that. They have scored now 18 goals and given up 3. So that's a 15 goal differential. I almost said it. The nutcases. I don't know their totals. Honestly, I don't know their totals. I know, wasn't there a game they gave up 3? So, and I know they had 5. I don't know what the differential is. But right now, Canada's leading in that. So Phil constantly likes to damage the team. Extend Gallagher for 5 more years because that won't hurt the team at all. That won't hurt them, Phil. No, you can't extend Gallagher. You need that spot. Gallagher is going to finish his contract and retire. That's my opinion. Of course, there's lots of love. Canada, everyone loves Canada. Come on. Phil trying to sneak that in. It's like, the middle of the night, the conservatives try to sneak something into a bill. That's Phil trying to sneak in Pedersen and Myers in the conversation. Good try, Phil. That was close there. The French player whiffed on that. Good thing. Robert, it's not like you say. The reason it's not good enough is they need to pile on goals to get the number 1 seed for the goal differential. So that's why. No, this is good enough, obviously, but they need to pile on as many goals as possible. That's all. But you're right. I mean, if you look at it in that context, you kind of, in your context, it's kind of right. It's like the Canadians back in the day. It was never good enough. Even though we love it, but if they didn't win a cup, nothing was good enough. Yeah, Robert, no worries. Make conversation. It's always good. Come on. Halfway through the period, just about. Uh, oh, celebrating almost made that nice move. Come on, one-timer. Hit something. Score! McKinnon, 2. I don't know who. Hagel with the goal. 9-2. One more. One more to get to 10, I said. 2 more to get that differential I want. I want to see a 10-goal differential out of this game. Yep. Nice shot. Nice shot on the one-timer. Nine minutes to go here in this third period. Shots are now 43-11. 9-2. Hagel hits the post, man. The postman. Hey, Mr. Postman. Oh, McKinnon's down. No, he's up. He's up. He's up. The guy that hit him or whatever apologized to him. I did not see what happened. So I imagine power play coming up for Canada. Oh, elbow to looked like to the chin. All right, Canada on a power play, maybe goal number 10 coming up. Goal number 10. So far, so good. So far, so good. You guys think that they can get 10? Well, I mean, it's a power play. So I guess, yeah, they could get 10. It's a power play. Stupid thing to say, eh, Rick? Where did everybody go? A lot of people cycling in to see if I'm showing the game. I'm not. I know this, by the way, because of this. Last game, I got almost 2,800 views, but the average view duration was 1:05. So there are a bunch of people stay longer, but there's a lot of people just come in, see if I'm showing the game, and leave. What can you do? They still have to watch an ad. I'm good with that. No, Phil, I'm not talking about France getting 10. Can the Canadians get to 10 goals? Why would you think it's France I'm talking about? Ads? Yeah, I run ads. I'm surprised nobody's seen it any during there's supposed to be some mid-roll ads now on live streams. If you have YouTube Premium, you don't see ads. If you use an ad blocker, you might not see. I don't think that'll help for those ads. Ads are how I make money on YouTube. That's it. So if you're blocking the ads, you're hurting me, man. What'd they have to go check? What's this about? Oh, on that hit. So they called it a 5 major and then reviewed it, and now it's just a 2-minute minor. He hit him Right in the face. How is that a minor? What a shit show that is. They could have had 5 minutes and score as many as they want or can. Celebrini scores to make it 10-2. That didn't take long from the slot, a little high up, and fired a shot, no doubt about it. All net. Nothing but net. Phil, I get what you're saying there, but participating, it's all great. I'm not, but it doesn't help. The channel doesn't support the channel in any way. If you block everything, it doesn't support me in any way. And financially, I'm just saying that. Not that bad to put up with a short little bit of ads here and there to support the channel. I'm not that bad. Not that hard on anybody. 8:07 to go here in the third. They got 44 shots now to 11. Will they get to 8 minutes? Can they get to 50 shots? Okay, Hagel or whoever that was. Where were you putting that puck? Like, why? Joe, I bet a certain country is kicking themselves. Good for them. So now one more, and it'll give them that 9-goal differential. Like to see get two more and get a 10-goal differential, but I don't know. There's enough time to see. Their high. No. Honestly, you don't feel the nutcases have any regrets over what? Of leaving the two goal scorers at home? I mean, if it works out for them, okay. Oh, no. Okay. Wilson's getting the game, and he's losing the fight. Well, Wilson got back up, and then the guy turtled. Wilson's gone for the game, and so is that other guy. No fighting in the Olympics. Automatic game ejection with 6:59 to go, 10-2 score. Not going to be a problem. Well, just send them to the dressing room, not in the box. What's to talk about? There was a fight. You got to toss to both players. I don't get what they're discussing there. So are they ejected or they're not? Oh, it's the same guy that nailed McKinnon. Ah. Yeah, he got him. Yeah, it's just a game misconduct. It's not more than that from what I understand. Oh, where is it? The goalie thought it went past him, man. Jesus. Yeah, no, different. Listen, he stuck up for his player. I respect for, and he took a shot from the guy too. A little bit of in the face there at the net. So, and yeah, they need to be physical. I have no problem with them being physical, Robert. But I know that you're saying they. I know what you're saying. So, so yeah, I hope they, you know, play like this going forward because it's going to get even higher stakes. So, McKinnon going off. Everybody getting in on it. This means more to them than us in the sense that I know what you're saying. Um, they didn't grow up competing for the Stanley Cup. We did here. So for them, this is their Stanley Cup. I get that. It still means enough for the Canadian players too, I think. If Wilson were available, he would be a player I'd like on my team. I don't really like the player, but I get the point. I get the point. I don't want the crazy ass Wilson who did really stupid things, but the guy who's playing this year has been a lot better at that, and he's a good hockey player. There's no doubt. Reffing? 2 minutes for reffing? Is that one? All right. Where's the penalty? Yeah, they don't want to give up a power play goal. .434 to go, by the way. Shots are now 46-12. 10-2. Under 4. Anyway, there's no doubt about this game. I mean, as far as that, so. What do we need still? No, I mean, I think they have enough now, but I'd like to see them have a 10-goal differential. That was a 2-0 and they didn't score. And it's unknown because the nut houses aren't playing till later. 3 o'clock, I believe. 3 o'clock start. Ah, they didn't score there. Come on. Damn it. Good chance there for France. They draw a penalty. And with 2:27 left, they go on the power play. So maybe we'll get a shorty, or maybe not, and it'll end at 10-2, but we'll see. Maybe 10-3. Never know. Never effing know. But 2:27 to go here in this game. Minute 45 to go now. Minute 15 on the power play. Doesn't look like they're going to get their 50 shots. They're still at 46. Yeah, Canada. Well, it depends on what they do in the game. The crazy ones. They could have a 10 goal differential and change everything too. Oh, although no, we have 8 here, so we're gonna have a 17 goal differential. I don't know what the other teams is though. Oh, I guess you said 11-4, so 7 goal. So they would need a 11 goal differential in their game to tie and 12 to go ahead of us. Yeah, there's a good chance that we got the first seed. Come on, boys. Get in there. Now it doesn't matter with 10 seconds left. Where is everybody? Where did everybody go, though? Nobody was out on the ice. Game over. It's 10-2. But what happened there? Yeah, so they have no doubt that they were going to win that grouping. So Canada has scored 20 goals to 3 against, and that's a 17-goal differential. And the other team, they're going to have to put up a lot of goals and give up very little in the next game. I don't remember at this point who the hell they're playing. I don't really care. I think Canada's got a really solid chance to be the number one seed. Awesome, awesome game. It was fun to watch. It was fun to talk to you guys today. Um, so now I don't know when we're back because I don't know when the next game is. Tuesday should be the next game, but I don't know if Canada has to play on Tuesday. They have a bye. So I guess we're back on Wednesday. Looks like it's 7 o'clock, I think, on Wednesday. So we'll see, but I don't see how it would be 7 o'clock. But I think that's what I'd written. So either I can't read my writing or I just got it wrong. Oh, that's right. They're playing Germany. You know what? Playing Germany, and they're going to have to get that many goal differential. I don't think that's going to happen personally. So, yeah. So I think Canada being the number one seed is pretty safe right now. So, all righty. So, like I said, next game looks like it's Wednesday. I'll confirm that, but you guys will all see when you'll find it on your own too when it's going to be. I will definitely be here for that game, and then after that, I think it's Wednesday, and then they wouldn't have to play again till either Saturday or Sunday, depending how it goes. But maybe there's a Friday. It can't be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday game. No, they would only be in one weekend game or the other. There might be Friday games and then Saturday, Sunday medal games. I'm not positive off the top of my head, so I apologize for that. But I will see you for the next game. Till then, I don't really know because I haven't got anything on, except for tomorrow. Let's run that. Don't forget tomorrow. Give me a second here. On Don't Puck with Media. That's the other channel that I'm part of. And we are having a second interview with Jim Jackson, Flyers play-by-play guy. He was very funny. He was very nice and had a lot of good stories and stuff. So I think we'll have a repeat of that. This time it's live. Tomorrow at 7:30 on Don't Puck with Media. Check it out. I will be part of that as I am the director over there. And so I'll be taking part in that. You'll hear my voice. I will be contributing. All right, that's it. I'm going to take off. Got to go walk my dog and get on with the day. And thanks everybody for being here. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully Canada will go on to gold. So go Canada, go! And I will speak to you guys soon. And that's it. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Yeah, go Canada, go! And I'll speak to you soon. That's it. That's all I got. Have a good day, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.